Hey, it's September, and that means it's starting to get into spooky season. So, here's my spooky review. I have no editing skills whatsoever, so just pretend that I have like the editing capabilities to insert that scene from SpongeBob where Fred is like, he burned he burned our crops, poisoned our water supply, and sent a plague onto our houses. He did? No! But are we gonna stand around and wait until he does? With this, because everybody hates Blitzwing. Like, this is Legacy Blitzwing, and every reviewer I've watched absolutely hates him for some reason, and I don't know why. Because, like, maybe I'm just, biased or inexperienced. I don't have the Titans Return one. This is actually my first and only Blitzwing, so, I'm a Blitz virgin. It is very hard to breathe in this thing, by the way, but I'm gonna stick to it because we gotta get through this. Anyways, though, um, but I really don't see a problem with him. I think that the robot mode is fantastic, and nobody is talking about how posable this guy is. This guy is really posable. He's got great legs, mm, not like that. But no, he's got great legs. He's got great joints. He has uh like sword wielding wrists. If you fake it, he's got wrist rotation. He's got perspective N calls it Narcissus, which is this and stuff like that. I mean, he has a great range of motion. There's a lot of range of motion in his head, mostly upward. You can't get down too much, but hey, that's okay. Which I wish you could get down more actually, because like he's usually one of the bigger ones. I mean, he's not like huge, but he's definitely like, I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be like Megatron sized, or maybe even a little taller than Megatron if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know, and nobody is talking about that. Not even I don't know, like that toy guy and other people I watch, like, they're mainly focusing on the bads and the negatives, and I get it that YouTube algorithm, you gotta be negative to hit the algorithm and stuff, and trust me, there are negatives. I'm gonna get to that chat mode. But I think, as far as the positives, like I said, he's really great. He's got a good range of motion in his head. You got a ball joint right here. You can look down that far, so like I said, not very far, but up that far, so pretty good. And he's got good side to side. He's got kind of full range in his arms. Like, you have to deal with these shoulder pommel things, and you can move this out of the way. And it's a little limited, and you can't move it all the way up, which, yeah, that I do get. I understand. I mean, that definitely could be better. But hey, I don't know. But they really should have engineered a way so he could put his arm all the way up. I digress. He has, and nobody else is talking about this, but he has dedicated gap filler, like not gap fillers, but gap coverers. And I wish that they tabbed in or clicked in some way. As of now, you just kind of rotate it, and it just covers up the wrist hole. And I wish there were actually like dedicated tabs. That's actually a problem that I have with him. See, I can be negative too. I'm not always positive. But that's a problem I have with him, is that he a lot of his transformation and stuff like that, particularly like from tank to jet, feels very just like line it all up and like squish it in. Not a lot tabs together until the end, particularly with these arms. I have a particular problem with the arms. As far as accessories he comes with, though, let's take a slight deviation. You get the two pistols, You know, bang bang pew pew. You get this sword right here, and I really like it. Let me hold on. Oh, and he has not the greatest grip, I've noticed as well. But he looks great whenever he holds his sword. You got full range of wrist rotation. You've got like again the assist wrist. So you've got like that, which if you twist it and point it down, you can fake a sword wielding wrist. I mean, nobody's talking about this. I feel. I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm not gonna change the video. I mean, I'm gonna upload the video as is, you know, but I'm gonna rewatch like some of the reviews I've watched, but nobody's talking about that. And nobody's talking about like the legs and how posable they are. I mean, look at that. You know, that's well over 90. It's not quite like a maximum. But that's definitely like almost close to you know, like what a seeker should be. I know he's not a seeker, but I always view him as like the special unit of the seekers. You know, he's like the big boy, the George of the group from like Halo Reach. If you know George from Halo Reach, he's like that. You know, this is George from Halo Reach of the seekers. You know, but yeah, I think he's really great. He doesn't have too bad of a backpack, to be honest. I really don't mind it, and it's super flat. And I don't know if this is just like a me thing, but unless it's like super egregious, like I've seen some like examples like Masterpiece Bumblebee, and I've actually got a whole video on Masterpiece figures and my opinion on those. But like, you know, unless it's like completely egregious and horrible, I actually like the backpack, you know, on most figures, and I like, you know, the same reason people like car parts on figures, and like why people like the wheels on Prime's legs. You want to know, like, yeah, it's a robot, but you also want to know it does turn into a vehicle, and you can see that. And backpacks are just an easy way of having that. You know, it's like intentional kibble. You know, like there's definitely bad kibble. I'm not saying like, you know, let's just go nuts. There's definitely bad kibble, but I think there's also a good amount of kibble, and I think Blitzwing pulls it off quite well. Just looks like a military backpack, and that's totally what he's going for. You know, but I think he's really great. He also came with these things, and yeah, this I do 100% agree with everybody else. By the way, I just turned my fan on, as you can see, so audio might be a little bit different. But these, I totally get why everybody's saying, like, what they're saying. Like, these are useless. They're, I don't even know what they're supposed to be. Well, I mean, I know what they're supposed to be, their hands. But, like, I watched somebody, and they speculated it might go to Menasor. And I was like, maybe. But I think I watched somebody else, and they had the Menasor, and that it's not even compatible. So, just giant hands. And they're like giant missile hands. I mean, they're cool, like, design, I guess. You know, it's going for, like, the gun finger look. But it just doesn't do it for me. But if you want to put them on them, all you gotta do is there's a tab on the inside there, right there. Just turn his fist sideways. You don't need to do that, but it just helps. Give me a minute. There you go. And there you go. That's all it is, really. And I mean, they're kind of cool, I guess. But again, I don't really know. You can kind of make them into like, hold on. I've got a picture up on my Instagram at Scavenger Reviews on Instagram, where I made him look like he's wearing high heels, because they kind of look like high heels, you know. But I don't dig them. They don't look good on, you know, I mean, they're good for like a few shots, I guess, but they're not Blitzwings, you know. And they definitely don't look good in the tank mode, and definitely look even worse in the jet mode, which is already struggling. Speaking of other modes, how about we go through transformation? So I actually really like his transformation. what you have to do is, and you can do this, it's one of those transformations where it's not like you have to do things in a certain order. You can start with the legs, you can start with the top, you can start by doing his arms. It doesn't really matter. And you can also, it's one of those transformations where you can go in any direction. If you want to go to the jet first, you can. If you want to go to the tank first, you can. And I like that. But anyways, I'm going to take him to the jet and then the tank. The tank and then the jet. Just because that's how I want to do it. It's my video, damn it. But first off, I'm going to turn him around and just out of his leg, you just pull these out. And same thing on the other leg. And then you just fold those in and down like so. And down like so. Very simple. Clip them together. They clip together right here. And just, oh sorry, we're doing tank mode, so wrap these back around his legs. Now that you've got them all compressed, make sure they're nice and in there. Yep. Wrap it, wrap it, wrap it. There you go. And now just take these foot wings and fold them inward like that. And there you go. Oh, sorry. And take his feet and just Optimus Prime him. Like so. Take that and take that. Like so. And now you've got the general base of a, and from there, you're going to just straighten out his arms. Well, you're going to take his arms, and you want to take that, like, I guess, gap cover, fold it down and out of the way, twist it around, fold in his hands, which I like to make sure they're facing that way. Same on the other side, gap filler out of the way. I'm just going to keep calling it that because I can't call it anything else apparently. Fold in his Narcissus. Again, that came from Perspective N. Check him out. He's way better than me. And now just turn his arms down and rotate them until you have that. So just take his other arm, push it down, and rotate it. Oops, sorry. Until you have that. Fold the arm pommel in and turn him around. Pull his tank mode off and go to his chest, and at the bottom of his chest you can push that up, and now you've got just a dangling piece. From there you want to pull it all the way out, pull this up, same thing over here, and straighten out the chest piece, and then hold that off for a second. Pull this first piece on his chest down, flip it around, there you go, close it back up, and now all you do is just make it into a shape of a tank by pushing it backwards, making sure you haven't moved everything around like I have. Alright, you got that general shape. Just leave this up for now because you'll put it down later. But now you just want to push down on his chest to click it into the new place. Straighten out his arms again, if need be. And take the treads and flip the wings up. And just fold the treads in like so. Take the treads, fold the wings. That way it covers up. And his hands will clip into these slots right here, and then the bottom will also clip into the feet. So you just want to clip everything together, and this is a part that I think should really be better, and is what I was talking about, how it's all just kind of squeeze it together and it just feels like it's like just waiting to come apart, and it's not very stable. But Now just push your tank head down, pull this out, which is, how do you do it again? Pull that out. There you go. Pull the gun up, flip it around, and there you have a tank. And I think this is a very good tank. I like it. I know some people are complaining about the jet part, but again, with the whole intentional kibble thing, like, I feel like it's kinda supposed to let you know there's also a jet under here. You know, he's got the turbines in the back. That's not quite lined up. My bad. Anyways, but he's got the turbines in the back, and he's got the little cockpit sticking out in front. There you go. I fixed the back. There's 2 tabs right there, and there's also the tabs on the side. And there's, in theory, a lot of connection points, but again, I just feel like it's all very, I don't know, I can't describe it, because it's technically, on a technical level, it is good, but I just feel like it's, I don't know, man, I don't know. It just feels finicky, I guess, but as far as the presentation, I really like this tank. I like the cockpit sticking out. I like the thrusters sticking out, because it's intentional kibble. You know, you don't want it to be flawless in a way. You almost want it to, like, you know, that would kind of stick out. I mean, yeah, it gets rid of the whole robots in disguise thing, but it would, you know, I don't know. I feel like Blitzwing would be less worried about blending in, because he's, again, I feel like he's the specialist, you know, he doesn't do the, like, recon missions. He's the big boy that you call in to whoop some ass, you know. But I really like the tank mode. He's got a proud Decepticon symbol right there, which I really like. And let's go on to the jet mode. So the jet mode is where a lot of criticisms become valid. Where I've said, like, I feel like everybody's, like, super harsh on him. First of all, you want to just collapse the thing back in there. But where I feel like everybody's kind of harsh on him, and it's like, take it easy, guys. It's not that big a deal. The jet mode is a big deal. The jet mode sucks. Anyways, you just want to take the bottom and just flip your wings back out. Flip the treads back out, like so. Connect them back, and connect them back, and fold them all the way in against that. They're not actually used in the jet mode, they're used in the robot mode, just to give the idea of jet. Well, again, kibble. You know, call me a dog, because not all kibble's bad. That was lame. From there, you just want to disconnect the back/chest part. Go there. Flip the, no, sorry, you don't need to do that. You want to, that's the, yeah, you want to open that up, and it is really hard for me to do it because I've got big fingers, and I'm worried that my nails are going to scratch it, but there you go. You just pull the nose cone out, there you go, there you go, and you want to straighten out these parts, and just leave that like that for now. I'll turn it around, and this part I really don't like because I feel like this tab is just waiting to, like, just rip off. But you just pull this away. Let's get that out of the way again, and just fold it down, and it'll tab into another hold on. My bad, I was telling you a step early. Alright, so you want to completely disconnect the back part, that's that swinging piece, and disconnect that, his legs from themselves, and those wings we folded out earlier to tuck the legs in, just fold them out now. Alright, so just fold out these wings, like so. Fold the foot wing the opposite direction, that way it's now sitting on top. Now connect the legs back together, and that's mostly a jet right there. Now we can switch back to the other side, and I'll move that out the way. But now you push down the arms like that, and it'll tab in to his waist. And see, this is what I'm talking about right here. Now, we're going to connect it to this piece eventually, but right now this arm is just sitting there. And I mean, it is connected at the, like I guess his shoulder, which is now connected into his waist. But it's just kind of sitting there. And that's fine. Moving the other piece, by the way. That's fine, but I don't feel like it's secure, you know? And I mean, we make it secure, but I don't know how I feel about it. But anyways, once you move the arms down, now just very similar to the tank, just push it all down, and you want to take these, the sides of the tank, the treads, and they're going to just move up, and you just accordion them in, like so. And there'll be tabs here and here that are going to plug in, and there are going to be tabs here and here that are going to plug in. And you just want to connect everything into itself, get it all nice and squeezed together, and oops, see, it's, you know, it's good in concept but flawed in execution, you know. And from there, you just orient this, to be honest, kind of how you want it. Flip it over, and just flip these down. And believe it or not, you're done. That's it. All that is supposed to look like that. Not by like the actual character, but I mean the toy. It's supposed to look like that. And this is where I get, I get it, you know. I understand a lot of the criticisms, because this is literally just a tank, like being carried by a jet, or you know, the bottom half of a tank, just like they welded it on to a jet. And it's not in a cool way, like with Skylinks, where that was literally just bird and lion put together. And it was just the top half of a bird with the bottom half of a lion. You know, it's not in a cool way. It's just, I don't know. And also, the jet just seems very stubby to me. It doesn't seem as long as it should be. Maybe that's just me. You know, maybe it's just cold. You know, it needs some time. You know, I shouldn't be judging. Really, I shouldn't be judging. I'm sorry. But, I don't know, I'm just saying, I get a lot of the criticisms. I've warmed up to it a little bit, you know, I mean, it is still a jet, it's still fun to swoosh around, you know, and it looks really good when you have it at this angle, which I mean, all jet transformers look good at this angle, but I don't know, I digress. I forgot to mention weapon storage, by the way, but you can put this, guns on the side of the tank, and then the sword can stay in the same place. Now, this isn't necessarily said. By the way, there's a port right there, and I'm just going to peg the gun in right there is all I'm doing. But the sword I particularly like with this mode because it makes it look like a missile, and I've been holding that upside down. Sorry about that. But I particularly like to put the sword on one of these sections. Just flip a wing up, like that. Put the sword in like that. And then fold the wing back over the sword. And that makes it kind of look like a missile. Well, if you put it straight, it does. And I think it makes it look kind of like a missile. And it's the same color as the nose cone. And I really like that. I think that's a cool look. I really wish this tank head tabbed in or locked into place because it just wobbles around. However, you got a port right there. You can use as a flight stand if you have something to plug it into, or if you're like me and I don't have port stands but I have clip stands, I pull the head of the tank down and just clip it in right there. And there you go. But that's my review on Legacy Blitzwing. It's mixed, but overall I think he's really great and I like him despite all his flaws. But he definitely has flaws and there's no getting around it. But I think it's really great, and again, it's kind of like that episode of SpongeBob with Bubble Buddy, where like I feel like the whole Transformers community right now is like he burned our crops, poisoned our water supply, and sent a plague onto our houses, and I'm just like, he did? No, but are we gonna stand around and wait until he does? I really feel like it's not that bad, guys. Like, I really like it. Again, it's my only Blitzwing. It is my first Blitzwing. I am a Blitz virgin, but I digress. I just like him. I think he's cool. I think he's fun. And he is way more posable than anybody's giving him credit for. This man, like, I've got some, again, shameless shout out to my Instagram, but at Scavenger Reviews on Instagram. I'll link it in this video, and I'll try to link it on every video, but no promises. He's very posable. I've got him in some super dynamic poses. I'm gonna put him in a superhero landing. I got one of him fighting Optimus Prime. I got him in high heels. This man's doing everything. Get you a man that can do not just both, but all three, He's good. He's really good at two, and he's just trying his best at the third one, but he's still trying. Most Transformers don't even try for a third form. But that's been my review. I've been Scavenger, and that's been my review on Legacy Blitzwing. A pretty damn good out of 10. Leave him alone, guys. Stop bullying him. And there you go. Signing out.